Welcome to Inside Pacer Athletics. I'm Mike Kucharski, joined by TJ Lundeen. We're going to be here discussing everything that is Pacer as we give you your bi-weekly look inside Pacer Athletics.
Sit-down interview with Mike Kucharski with cross-country head coach Kara Kreutzer.
Let's take a look. I'm joined by cross-country coach Kara Kreutzer. We're going to talk a little bit about the Peach Belt Conference Championships coming up this weekend. I know that's in Montevallo, and your team's run there before. Does that kind of give you an advantage?
Absolutely, and that's why a lot of the conference championships hold a pre-conference race. And so it was really nice that we were able to go to the Falcon Classic to preview the course. Every course is a little bit different, and so it's nice to preview it beforehand. And it's basically a two-loop course. There is a hill, which is run twice, but it's a good, flat, grassy area. The terrain's pretty good. They actually hold it at their driving range for the golf team. So it's just, yeah, big open area, and hopefully a lot of space to pass people. So.
Very good. So with the flatter ground, does that kind of help the times a little bit, or I don't know how big the hill is. I haven't been there.
It's a pretty significant hill. I wouldn't say that it's any worse than our Sandy out here on the Pacer path, but yeah, definitely we should see some fast times.
Very good. And you've had some good finishes, including a team victory in the Francis Marion Invitational. What do you credit that to?
Just a lot of hard work by the team. We've seen a lot of improvement in all of their times, and they're just ready to run. They've been working hard in practice and sticking together, and one of our goals is just to have everyone really pack close together so we can keep our overall score low.
Very good. And I know Brian and I went and saw you at the Jaguar Invite over there at Blanchard Woods. How does the course in Montevallo compare to that one?
I think the girls like the Montevallo course a little bit better. They know that the Blanchard course is so hard, and that we run it mainly just to get a good hard race in, and I definitely think that our times at Montevallo will be a little quicker.
Okay, very good. So that starts at 10:45, a little bit of a later start for you. Does that change the routines in the morning, or is that just kind of a nice sleep in a little bit?
They love to sleep in. I make them get up pretty early a couple times a week, so they definitely will enjoy a little bit of a later start.
Well, very good. Well, we'll look forward to that, and you can look for the results as they come out on pacersports.com. Thanks for your time, Coach. Good luck this weekend and going forward as well.
All right, thank you.
All right, we'll look for those results from the Peach Belt Conference Championship as they come out on Saturday. Next, we'll talk a little bit about one of the biggest events we do here with USC Aiken Athletics, the Midnight Madness. That took place this past Monday, October 15th. TJ, you want to tell us a little about it?
Well, yeah, the theme of it was Aiken Dub Trot, which is kind of a play on the recent musical fad of dubstep, and the student body seemed to really like it. Had a great crowd out there, a lot of organizations, Greek life, student life, all those. And just to talk about the teams a little bit, is that's what the focus of Midnight Madness is. The men's basketball team was picked as one of the teams to watch, and last year they were the Peach Belt Conference regular season champions.
Yeah, and they've got a strong returning cast, not as many as in years past, but they're led by senior Raymond Nelson, who was all-conference and all-tournament team member from the Peach Belt last year. So some good leadership, hopefully, to come back with.
Yeah, and the women's basketball team is preseason number 6 in the country, and they're the reigning Peach Belt Conference tournament champs, so another strong team.
Yeah, and that number 6 ranking is the highest in program history. They're led by preseason All-American Kayla Harris, but they have a great returning cast, and we'll look for good things to come from them.
Yeah, and each team will kick off their first games at the Convocation Center. The women will be in here on November 10th against Florida Southern, and the men will be here on the 13th of November against Voorhees.
Yeah, so you can check out PacerSports.com for all the highlights, the preseason videos, everything Pacer basketball. It's all on there. Check it out. Now let's move on to a little bit of volleyball. We had a big milestone this week from all-time career digs leader Samantha Luke Rowley. She reached 2,000 career digs and became only the 4th Peach Belt Conference player to ever reach that plateau. For this, she was awarded Peach Belt Conference Specialist of the Week for October 15th. And she currently leads the Peach Belt in digs per set at 5.76. Right, well, the Pacers started 4-0 in Peach Belt Conference play. They've dropped their last 3 against the top-tier competition of the Peach Belt, but they still remain 3rd in the standings. And they got some upcoming matches this week. They go to Augusta State, who they defeated 3-1 in their first set, or in their first meeting. And next week they return back to home on Friday, October 26th to host Montevallo, a team they beat 3-0 in their first meeting. So hopefully they can get back on the right track here.
All right, looking for good things from the volleyball team. And now on to golf. Matt Atkins was named the Peach Belt Conference Golfer of the Week for the week of October 11th. And he tied for 5th at the Firestone Invitational, shooting a 2 under par at 142. And the team finished 5th, and they were the only Division II team in the field, so it's pretty good for them.
Yeah, hosted by Akron up in Ohio there, so that was a nice trip for them, I'm sure.
And they came back to the Autotrader.com Collegiate Classic, hosted by Georgia State, and they finished 10th. They were also the only Division II team there. So they're facing top-tier competition. They're coming away pretty well.
Right, and all 5 of the Pacers placed in the top 65 of that tournament. So pretty strong overall by everybody there.
And they closed out the fall portion of their schedule. They had 2 top 5 finishes and a team win, and that was at the 9th Annual Kiowa Island Invitational. So the next time you see the golf team will be in the spring, so you can look for them coming up next year.
And in February, that'll give us something to look forward to. Now let's talk a little bit about the men's soccer. They finished their non-conference schedule this past week undefeated. They had 3 wins and 3 draws, and they finished that out with a 2-1 victory over Mount Olive at home at the Pacer Pit. Last week they also had a match Saturday against Montevallo, who's tied for first in the Peach Belt Conference. They lost that one in a heartbreaker in double overtime, 1-0. So close game. It's tough one to take, but it's good to see them compete like that. They have some upcoming games this week, all conference games obviously. They host Francis Marion and travel to Clayton State, so they hope to pick up a little ground in the Peach Belt Conference standings.
All right, moving on to women's soccer. Allie Edens, the goalkeeper for the team, was named the USC Aiken Athletic Department Student Athlete of the Week for the 7th of October. And she had played 220 minutes, gave up 1 goal, and that was to Flagler in a 1-1 draw. And she also had a shutout against Coker, which was another draw. Neither team scored there. And the team had Kick-Out Cancer Day against Montevallo, and that was where they wore pink jerseys to support breast cancer awareness. And they dropped that match to Montevallo 2-1. Right now they're tied for 5th in the Peach Belt Conference standings, so pretty competitive so far. And upcoming this week, they're going to play at National number 2 Armstrong, and they'll also play at Clayton State.
And so big Peach Belt Conference matches coming up for them as well. And both soccer teams will have their senior day coming up, so come out and support the seniors and celebrate a great class. This will be Wednesday, October 24th at the Pacer Pit. Both teams will be hosting UNC Pembroke. Games will get underway with the women at 5 and the men's shortly thereafter they finish, so probably about 7:30. So we'll look forward to that. Come out and support the team and support the seniors. All right, that'll do it for this edition of Inside Pacer Athletics. Thanks for watching us here on the Pacer Sports Network.
Be sure to check out PacerSports.com for all of your Pacer athletic needs.